You drew every single bar.
Yes, on Microsoft Paint.
Like, is there something that Coya does that you haven't seen anyone else do? Is there like a little...
To be honest, the only reason I don't know because I never worked anywhere else.
How many pisco sours did all the Coya outlets sell? Well, you can make up to 500 a day.
Yes.
It's another episode of Bar Talks. I'm here with Sany Bacsi, Hungarian-born.
Yep.
But last 10 years here in Dubai.
10 years now in Dubai, yes.
So Bar Talks, no unchilled, unfiltered, no bullshit, just straight chat.
Okay.
Before we crack on, because I've known you for 8+ years, I think. The fuck do you do? Who the fuck are you?
Well, I am working for Coya for 8 years now. I'm working for the company because they are the big umbrella. Long story short, I'm working for the same company for 12 years.
Right.
And currently I'm the global bar manager, corporate bar manager it's called, for Coya. That
Right.
means I'm looking after all the 9 venues that we have around the world.
So you're probably the only global corporate bar manager that I know, and you're in charge of 9 venues. So you have 9 bar managers that you're in charge of.
9 bar managers.
And they all have like 10+ bartenders.
Yes, some of the teams I think is around 70, but 70 is a bar team.
How the fuck do you do that?
I haven't seen a difficulty in it, I don't know, up until now or this year. Because I started from the started from the bottom, now we're here. I started as a barback really at this company. And the company grew very naturally from the beginning. So it was always just, okay, one more bar is another friend of mine or another person who we become friends, so we keep in touch very often. And now it's just a little bit bigger group of friends I'm having a conversation with on a weekly basis, on the phone calls.
So this is Coya Dubai. So is this the first site?
No, Coya, the first one was in Coya Mayfair in 2012. Then we opened 14 here in Dubai. Then after Abu Dhabi, another site in London, Paris, Monte Carlo, Mykonos.
So not shit places.
No.
Paris, Monte Carlo, Mykonos.
Yes.
And you're opening 3 more sites in the next 12 months.
Yes.
That's a bit of an acceleration.
Yes, we rapidly growing now, which is exciting. It's a little bit.
Your face does not express the same excitement of what you're saying.
It is exciting, the challenge is always exciting. It's just also concerning in a way that, as natural, that are we going to be able to cope with, am I going to be able to find stuff with, am we able to put a nice drink problem.
Give me the timeline of opening a Coya.
The critical path.
Gosh, is that what it's called?
Yes.
Boys, I didn't even know there was a thing called critical path. Talk to me about critical path.
And we're working from day one. We're working also as a parallel from stage 1. We start working on the design. I have a very good team in Coya, and who I'm enjoying to work with a lot. I draw every single bar apart from Dubai, because I joined when we opened Dubai. But after every single bar, I draw them. I'm very good at paint. I'm still using paint when people are laughing, and it's so much, but I'm so good at it. Paint, yeah, on Microsoft Paint.
Yes. You drew every single bar.
Yes, on Microsoft Paint.
How long does it take you?
It doesn't take too long, to be honest, because I drew all of them on it. So I got the exact measurements. I got the elevations from
the architects.
Yes, and so I know what is the space I have to work with and paint just squares and circles and.
This is amazing because we're almost convinced that you need architects, designers, complicated things, XYZ. Bro opened 8 venues using Microsoft Paint.
Yeah. And so yes, I believe we're signing or we're deciding on the next venues are quite in a short period or with a very short notice.
Right.
And but we got definitely 4 or 5 months to really prep and start thinking what's going to happen there.
Okay.
So that's
stage 1 of the critical path.
My stage 1 is definitely to find people who are in the same city.
Okay.
So I'm reaching out to my peers. and try to get information about the place. Okay, then after I start to look for people. Okay, that obviously again, I'm using the bartending community a lot to find people, to find information, to get advices.
Location research is stage
Yes.
one. That's 5 months before opening.
Well, yes, 4 or 5 months, I believe that if we're lucky enough. Stage 2 is we start to work on the drinks. After the market research, I am very lucky to have a very talented team around me, and actually that's I believe part of my strength to finding people who are much better than I am in many different things. So I usually outsource the cocktail creations. I have a very talented team in Abu Dhabi who they were responsible for the cocktails that we were serving in Mykonos. Mm-hmm. So as I give the concept, okay, I would like to get this amount of cocktails using this and this and these ingredients, these categories.
That's interesting. So even if you're working in Abu Dhabi, you might be working on a drinks program for a completely different location.
Oh, yes.
So it's almost like internal consultancy in a weird way.
Yes, because it's, people are very, they have to have challenge. Everyone have to have challenges, and everyone have to feel, part of. Even though it's a very big group, they have to feel part of it. So the guys are working in Abu Dhabi, in Mayfair, in the city. They're working on cocktails constantly because we are opening new venues. I haven't found a way to find the bar manager early enough for the next venue that I hire a bar manager, and the bar manager is going to create the cocktails for the new Coya.
Right.
So it's
The time frame is too short.
the time frame is too short, and plus that new person that we would hire to be a bar manager, he doesn't know anything about Coya. Mm. Or doesn't know the concept, he doesn't know the structure, how do we work. So I find it much easier to internally create the new venue, hire someone, tell to this person that, listen, this is your package, these are your drinks, these are all the SOPs that you have. You got 6 months. From day one, you start working on your own next cocktail menu.
Like, is there something that Coya does that you haven't seen anyone else do? Is there like a little...
To be honest, the only reason I don't know because I never worked anywhere else.
So I don't know. A fucking great answer.
I don't know what others do.
Yeah.
So but I'm saying I don't work anywhere else. It's obviously it's a bit of exaggeration, but I'm working in this company for 10 years, so I haven't seen from a different point of view the industry. I'm only saying from this one point of view that in our and in my understanding where the whole things go, how things should how it should happen. And we have in the 10 years we're working for the same brand, and we mastered. I really hope, I like to say that we mastered every step of it. What our restaurant requires.
How many pisco sours did all the Coya outlets sell? Well, you can make up to 500 a day.
Yes.
So that's happened before.
That happened before.
Would there be like an average?
We got I don't know, around 200 pisco sour. We got, well, it depends depending on the restaurant. Our biggest restaurant is here, is Dubai, Monte Carlo perhaps.
What are the difficulties of opening a Coya? What are the difficulties of going into a place you might have never lived, setting up a whole new team, possibly in different types of languages?
Every single time I speak to someone and we get to this topic that's okay, and I mean you open 9 restaurants. When you open 9 restaurants, you open the same restaurant with slight changes. Our concept is the same. Our drink program is very similar. Apart from finding the right suppliers, or the local supplier, finding the local products and try to find stuff, nothing is really difficult anymore. I don't see the difficulty in it. Mm-hmm. There's some challenges that are new, because every single time there is something new, something comes up, some issue that we're facing, and it's completely new. But I don't see it difficult, because we have, like I said, we have our ways of working, we have our ways of setup.
Right at the beginning of this talk, you said now you're facing some challenges when it comes to running shitloads of venues. Mm-hmm. And I think we spoke a lot about staff, right? You're having issues find staff.
Yes, it's difficult to...
And you're looking for 21 people right now?
Yes, about 20, yes.
About 20. And so explain to me what it's like for someone maybe coming from outside of... Is it in Dubai? Or just everywhere, all over the
It's
world?
everywhere. We open, like we said earlier, that we're opening 3 new restaurants next year.
Okay, where are you opening?
We're opening 2 in Europe and 1 here in the Middle East.
And what's it like for someone who could possibly watching this thinking, you know what, it sounds great, I want to make an attempt, I want to get something on my resume. Like, what does it look like, the process of being hired by Coya to move to something like the Middle East, for example, and work with you?
But to be honest, very simple. We have a conversation, I don't know, Zoom meeting or video call. It's very good job interviews with me are very easy. I don't know, I don't ask.
Stop, look, and listen. That's
Stop, look, and listen. Yeah, that's what we do. Is because I don't ask. I'm looking for personalities more than knowledge. It doesn't matter how old are you or how young you are. A smile is the only thing I believe that you cannot teach, and attitude is the only thing that you cannot teach. Everything we have. This is the recipe for pisco sour. This is the SOP for opening a bar. This is the SOP for closing the bar. These are all our training materials that we have, on bi-weekly basis or weekly basis. These are the trainings, or these are the talks that we have before each and every service. So all the materials are here. We got a training application that is on your phone. Every single thing that we update straight away gets in your pocket.
That's so interesting. So personality is number one.
It's 100%.
The rest is irrelevant.
The rest is irrelevant in a sense of you can teach things, how to dress, what you have to wear when you come in, but you can't teach to be jolly, or can't teach to be someone to be very geek. It's not the same one type of personality I'm looking for, but I have maybe 4 of them that I would like to have in the teams.
And what are the 4 personalities you're looking for?
I think definitely the geeks, because you have to have them. You have to have jokers, and you have to have soldiers who are don't care about any fancy stuff. They just and people who are able to grow. In terms of, I don't know, for some reason I have this feel when I have a short conversation with someone that who wants to be bigger. Okay, this is a job that I'm applying because I want to do more in the future. Because those guys are usually asking the right questions. That okay, so what is not every person going to ask what is your drink program and what is your staff development that you provide. Those who are asking, they are the ones who are hired as a bartender, spend X amount of time with us, senior head bartender. The head bartender are usually moving to a new place. Because the stuff that I bring into a new restaurant, I'm trying to find the bar manager locally who knows their shit. They know the suppliers, they have some sort of connections. And the head bartender I'm bringing from an existing Coya. So he brings the core and the DNA of Coya after I'm gone. So he's the biggest supporter of the bar manager, and say this is Coya, that's what we do, that's how we do. If anything slips, so
that's cool. Give me your energy. What would you say to anyone right now, probably looking at you and wanting to do what you do?
I think his loyalty and determination is the most important. Because I spoke to a lot of guys recently actually that how I get to your position. You have to be very lucky, because most of the biggest reason, or one of the biggest reason I get here, because I was very lucky all the way, but I was also very determined. I made so much mistake, a lot of it, final warnings and all of this I went through. But I just carried on, and I think if you believe in a brand, if you believe in a product, if you believe in what you do, and you're sticking to it, then you can reach the top, or you can reach the certain level that you want to. So definitely, that's what I can thank, a lot to just keep pushing.
Well, this has been Sany. He's managed to make his job easy looking on camera, but I'm sure there's so much stress behind the scenes because we've been having a little old man whinge this entire time. Thank you. And if you want to work for Coya, which I highly recommend, this is your boy. That's it.